Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Niva Bara, Head Department of Agriculture Extension Education and Communication and course instructor of second semester BSc AG course, that is Fundamentals of Agriculture Extension Education. In the last session, you have already learned about rural development, meaning, concept and importance of rural development. Rural development is important because majority of our rural population reside in rural areas, and Mahatma Gandhi also said that the soul of India resides in villages. That's why it's very important to improve the condition of rural people. So in the field of rural development, many initiatives have been taken in pre-independence era also. And some of those important initiatives taken by the time to time by the different people such as Sri Niketan program in 1908, Gandhian constructive program that is in 1920, Mathadam project in 1928, etc. So, but when our India got independence in 1947, that time there was a great challenge before our government to feed the rural population, because we were lacking food grains that time. And during this time period, many national and international agencies were working, and one of the important international organization was working, that was Ford Foundation. The Ford Foundation team visited different parts of our country and gave a report for the intensive agriculture development. And based on the recommendation of this Ford Foundation, the one program, that is Intensive Agriculture District program, was launched. And this was the post-independent era programs. So now let us see what is the Intensive Agriculture District program. So in order to stop the import of the food grains and make the country self-sufficient, a strategy of intensive approach to agriculture production, especially the fruit grain, was adopted. And therefore a new program named as IADP was launched with in 1960. In the third five plan, later on incorporated this program into the plan development process. And this program was popularly known as package program. Why we call it package program? This is named as package program because of the collective and simultaneous application of all the practices of production, that is improved seeds, irrigation, fertilizer, plant protection, implements, credit, etc. And this program was started, as I said before, from Kharif 1960, and in the 7 selected districts of different parts of our country. And those are the West Godavari in Andhra Pradesh, Tanjore in Tamil Nadu, Ludhiana in Punjab, Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh, Shahabad in Bihar, Raipur in Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan in Pali. On which criteria these districts were selected? The criteria were the well-endowed production system areas, where the potential area in terms of soil fertility, developed infrastructure and minimum natural hazards. So based on this criteria, these districts were selected, and as I said just now, that initially the 7 districts were selected, and they are limited to 140 community development blocks then 14,038 villages and 45 lakh hectare the gross cropped area. The 8 more districts were again added from Karnataka, Gujarat, Odisha, then Kerala, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir. These were added later on. So before to that, what were the objectives of IADP? Because it was the intensive agriculture development program, so concentrated efforts were needed. So for achieving this concentrated effort for the agriculture development, the one objective was laid down, that was to achieve a rapid increase in level of agriculture production through concentration of financial, technical, extension and administrative resources. Second one, to achieve a self-generating breakthrough in productivity and to raise the production potential by stimulating the human and the physical process of change. Because these are the two essential requirement of development for tapping the human and the physical resources. The third objective was to demonstrate the most effective ways of increasing production and thus to provide lesson for extending such intensified agriculture production program to other areas. Demonstration is the best method of teaching. That is, you can say, learning by doing and seeing by doing. And then next objective was to change the attitude of the farmers. As a student of extension, you know that what is the importance of attitude. Attitudinal change is the key to success of any program. Attitudinal change is very important, but sometimes during in course of doing our work, the extension worker forget about the importance of attitude. So for the development of any program, knowledge, skill, attitude is important, and I can say that attitude is most important among these. And the next importance is next objective is to increase the income of the farmers. So now let us see what was the administrative and organizational structure of IADP, how it was run. So at the center level, overall direction, guidance and coordination, interministerial committee under the special secretary was there. At the state level, for the implementation of the program, in charge was there, and the committee was presided over by DC or the planning secretary. At the district level, for the program administration, the committee presided over by collector, and at block level, CDPO was there, including 10 VLWs, 4 extension officers, 1 from corporation, and 4 to 5 cooperative supervisors. So this is all about organizational and administrative structure of IADP. Then now let us see what are the distinct feature of this IADP. So the distinct features were providing factors of production simultaneously, timely and adequately. It is very important for the successful or the smooth conduct of the program. All the input should reach to the farmers on time and in adequate quantity. Then there was a provision of 100% essential inputs like seed, fertilizer, etc. Then there was also a provision of credit to the potential farmers who joined the program. And for the smooth conduct of the program, the agriculture and cooperative staff were posted. There was also provision of composite demonstration instead of single factor demonstration. To show the impact of the program, the concept of composite demonstration was laid down. Then there should be periodical training of staff. It was for the technological backstopping of the staff members is very necessary for the implementation of the program. Then analysis and evaluation is the last objective. And I must add over here, because the Ford Foundation suggested this program, and they have taken also responsibility of planning, implementation, analysis and evaluation also. Now let us see what are the activities undertaken by IADP. The activities undertaken in under this program were adequately and timely supply of credit and inputs. Then there was a provision of service such as market, storage and transport. So all it was tried to get the help of all the stakeholders. Then conducting demonstration of for transfer of technology for the improved agriculture practices. Then emphasis was given on food and cash crop also. Then strengthening of cooperative and panchayat. As you know that these cooperatives and panchayat are grassroots level organizations, and for their strengthening is very important, because they are very close to the people, and these grassroots organizations contribute a lot in the success of any program. Now let us see what were the shortcomings and limitations of this program. Though the above efforts were made sincerely, IADP suffered from the following limitations. First one was the educational approach to reach farmers was lacking, and educational approach is very important for the successful implementation of any program. Through the educational approach, through training, demonstration, field visit, farm visit, etc. are needed for getting the farmers' participation. But this type of approach was a little less, and this was lacking. Then the VLWs were not able to impress the farmers. Because those farmers were not well trained, that's why they were unable to do their responsibility, because there was poor training to the staff. Then the posting of staff was not adequately and timely. This is also very important, because without the staff members or the extension workers, it is not easy to run any program. So the posting of staff especially the field functionaries was not timely and adequately. Then there were many provisions like seed testing, soil testing, but these laboratories were not functioning properly. Then transport and land development programs were not satisfactory. Then in this program there was excessive use of external resources. Then this program not extended beyond the 300 blocks in 16 districts. Hence, this program could not reach to the larger goal. So these are all about the shortcomings or limitations of IADP. Through IADP, the progress was quite satisfactory. That's why another program, that is intensive agriculture area program, and during the third 5-year plan, The 30% increase in food grain production was achieved through IIDP because there was concentrated effort was made under this program. So the intensive program of agriculture was very popular among the policy makers and administrators. As a result of this, a revised version of IIDP with a less intensive and therefore a less costly program was formulated and launched in the selected blocks of 150 districts. An implementation of IAAP was accepted by the Agriculture Production Board and came into operation in the March 1964. This program was very much required because during this period also our country was importing and the food grains were not sufficient to feed our growing population. So the selected blocks were have to the same physical condition as in case of selection of the district of IIDP. The areas were selected on the same criteria. The villages or districts were selected in IIDP, and under this program 20 to 25% of the cultivated area of the country was brought under the intensive agriculture development inputs to the farmer. However, the production and productivity was modest. The highly adverse condition, that is droughts, during 1966 and 68 served as a big blow, and the food grain output was still insufficient, as I said before, to meet the increasing domestic demands. So the imports were also continued to supplement the local production. That's why this program was launched in the many districts. So this program also followed the package approach of use of improved method, and the uses of interrelated factors of physical, social and institutional were also followed in a strategic combination, mainly to produce an impact on the agriculture production. Then let us see what are the limitations and in the management of this program. So there were many deficiencies. Let us see one by one. And first one is the lack of interagency and interpersonal coordination. For the smooth conduct of the program, there were various committee and in various levels the administrative infrastructure was there, but there was interagency and interpersonal coordination was lacking. Then here in this program there was also inadequate staff were there to conduct this program. Then lack of motivation. Lack of motivation was there in case of field staff as well as in the farmer, and it is the very important aspect of any program. Due to lack of motivation, the people were not so much interested, and our extension workers, they were not able to motivate our farmers in the development process. Many malpractices were also observed under this program. And then there was a provision of farm planning, but non-formulation of local production plan on proper line was also missing. Then also there was a delay in delivery of input and services, and because of delay and in input and services, that affects any program in a different way. So let us see what is the difference between IAAP and IIDP, because IAAP was implemented or formulated on the basis of the IIDP. Still, what were the differences? The main objective of IADP was to implement the improved farm practices in the selected potential areas to increase the production. In case of IAAP, the objective of the IAAP was to extend the concept of IADP to other potential areas to cover at least 20 to 25 of the cultivated area in the country. And then the program was recommended by a team of Ford Foundation, and in case of IAAP, the program was recommended by the third 5-year plan midterm appraisal committee, and the main objective, main criteria of the selection of the IADP districts was based on the areas having the assured irrigation facilities, minimum natural hazards, and the well-developed cooperatives. And the main criteria of IAAP was the selection of district based on the areas having predominant crops and the well-developed structure facilities. So now let us see high yielding variety program. And during this period of 1966-67, there was a crisis in our country, and our government was unable to feed the people of our country. So the high yielding variety program was launched in the Kharif 1966-67 with an objective to attain self-sufficiency in food by 1970-71. The core objective or core philosophy of the program was to increase the productivity of food grains by adopting latest varieties, high yielding varieties. And as a result of IADP and IAAP experience, it was felt that there was urgency to get the high yielding variety and with the agriculture technologies. Dr. Norman Borlaug imported high-yielding wheat varieties from CIMMYT in Mexico and for experimentation, and which proved their adaptability under Indian condition. Do you know about Dr. Norman Borlaug? Dr. Norman Borlaug was an agronomist from America, and he was considered as a father of green revolution. And along with Dr. M.S. Swaminathan and other scientists, they worked a lot for bringing green revolution in India. In green revolution was brought by HYB seed, especially the wheat, paddy, and the maize. And this program aimed at bringing maximum production from agriculture sector and attaining self-sufficiency in food and stop the import of the food grains. Then because of the high yielding varieties made India, because of this high yielding variety made green revolution possible in India. Then let us see what are the objectives of HYBP. The objective were to assess the spread of high yielding varieties in the different parts of the country, and also determine the extent of such spread, and to ascertain the reaction and attitude of the cultivators or participating farmers. This is very important for any program, especially the agriculture program. And this reaction and attitude of farmers is essential for the refinement of the technology. After getting the reaction and attitude of the farmers, you can fine-tune any technology. And that's why it is very important objective. Then to study the problems of implementation of the program at different level of administration, such as state, district, block, and villages. And the Ford Foundation played a major role here. And another objective was, beside our program, This also covered certain other important and the relevant aspects such as research efforts in evolving new varieties. And during that time, many efforts were made by the scientists. As Dr. Norman Borlaug brought wheat varieties from Mexico, likewise some rice varieties like Taichung Native 1, etc., were brought from from IRI, that is International Rice Research Institute, Philippines, and scientists worked on that, and all these efforts led to Green Revolution. Now, let us see the perusal of the components of this scheme. So, what are those? Let us see. The most of the schemes were highly input intensive in terms of requirement of seed, fertilizer, pesticide, herbicide, irrigation, then credit, implements, etc. And as a result of mostly the resource endowed farmers could capitalize the gain of the such technologies, and the small and the marginal farmers and the farmers in the rain-fed areas were not benefited, and even their socio-economic position was worsened. So actually you know that India, the majority of the farmers live in the complex, diverse and risk-prone production system. Our majority of our farmers are coming from the rain-fed areas, and they were not able to harvest the benefit of this high-yielding program. So later on, for the development of this kind of farmers, small and marginal farmers, and landless labor, another programs were made. Then in the view of almost near total emphasis on production of cereals and the other traditional crops, technology started getting ignored. This was also one of the important aspect related to this HYBP program. So what were the learning experiences? The learning experiences were the technological development programs, that is IADP, IAAP and HYBP, resulted in the quick production of cereals, that is wheat and rice, was adapted mainly by the well-to-do farmers. And the resource poor farmers could not harvest the benefit of such programs, and this resulted in increase in interpersonal and interregional disparity in rural development. By now you understand what is development, because equality is the important aspect in any development process. And here you can see there is disparity between the well-endowed farmers and the resource poor farmers, and because of that there were interpersonal and interregional disparity in rural areas. Then a number of traditional crops and germplasm had set in the process of getting extinct. This is a very important point related to these programs. So in conclusion, we can say that in spite of few limitations, IADP created a new dynamics in the farming community, greatly enhanced the use of the technical inputs, and also contributed to the growth of the marketing and strong facilities, as well as the supporting services. And the IADP emerged as the foundation of India's strategy of agriculture development. And due to HYBP, India was able to bring green revolution and become self-sufficient in food and food grains. So in conclusion, we can say that the in spite of few limitations of IADP, created a new dynamics in the farming community, greatly enhanced the use of technical inputs, and also contributed the growth of marketing and strong facilities as well as supporting services. IADP emerged as a foundation of India's strategy of agriculture development, and due to HYBP, India was able to become the self-sufficient in food grains. So this is all about IADP, IAAP and HYBP. Thank you.